Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can. Welcome to the Fresh Toones Show. My name is Dave Paltz, and a lot of folks might not know that the month of April is National Poetry Month. It gives me a great opportunity to share some of my songful poems. I started out the show with just a segment from a song called Song from Yonder Hills. It's a song I wrote about a shepherd in Greek mythology. His name was Daphnis, and he's recognized as being the inventor of pastoral poetry. It's a sweet little song, so I'm going to start off the show with that for National Poetry Month, Song from Yonder Hills. He sits in calm in pastures wide. Daphnis he utters his words of rhyme. The gentle shepherd cites his message clear for all the hills and vales to hear. Let us tend to our wish for love. Let us give until it's done. Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can. With devoted voice commits himself, a zeal to give from what's heartfelt. The clouds that float and morph above, from hopes to come, brief puffs of love. Let us tend to our wish for love. Let us give until it's done. Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can. Alone but one amongst the crowd, a recluse thought by most, but now his private hopes they whispered loud. An introvert has turned around. Let us tend to our wish for love. Let us give until it's done. Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can. Not isolated as back when the musician sings, the poet pens. The hermit came from far afield, now joins his voice to see those dreams come real. Let us tend to our wish for love. Let us give until it's done. Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can. That was called Song from Yonder Hills. And I was telling you earlier that I wrote that about Daphnis, who was a shepherd in Greek mythology. And actually, he was the son of Mercury. I did a little research on Daphnis before writing the song and found out that he was taught by Pan and the Muses. So he had some good teachers, I guess. I guess over the last few years, when I've been writing more poetry than ever, I've been picking out some personalities in history and Greek mythology, and sometimes they stimulate some ideas that I wanted to share through telling their story or you bouncing off of things they did in their life. I wrote a poem called Song of Solomon. It kind of had the feeling of being some poetry from the Bible or something, I don't know. But here we go with this songful poem called Song of Solomon. The Song of Solomon, a king with wisdom and David's son. Few Solomons do exist, we strive to learn, and then we rest. The Song of Solomon. Our knowledge comes in twists and turns, good teachers guide us and help us learn. Conductors on the train discovery are proud our wheels to spin and make us sing. The Song of Solomon. Enlightenment comes not with a shoulder tap, not brought in markets, not found in apps. Intelligence comes laboring gracefully. No son of David, need you be. The Song of Solomon. The Song of Solomon, a king with wisdom and David's son. A love for learning's the finest gift. To explore what's here, we mustn't miss. The Song of Solomon. The Song of Solomon. The song. That was called The Song of Solomon. I guess in recognition of National Poetry Month, maybe I'll do some spoken word poems that I've written. Actually, I put some music to this, but it's mostly spoken. It's called The Throne of Time. This moment sits upon a throne of all that was and all's to come. Hours and minutes and seconds they tick. The talks of life are oh so brief. Events they flash as hurried blinks. Snapshots taken of what we think. The days and weeks and months fly past, but our patient love can pave a path. Our timeless search can slow the clock. Each loving moment is one not lost. The rock of love crowned on the throne, her calming presence is our touchstone. Well, it took me about 50 years to get back into writing poems. During my college years, I took some poetry classes and tried my hands at writing poems and just couldn't swing it. I did love writing songs, and I stuck with it and written many, many songs. I never quite got into the flow of writing poetry until someone about, 3 years ago gave me a book called Write a Poem. And it had these different themes on each page of the book with a list of words down the side that were connected to that theme. And I said, hey, maybe I'll write a poem and see how it comes about. And I worked at it and written about 170, I think, by now over the last 3 years. And most of them have been written into song. They've changed as they've morphed into songs, but the source of them really came from these poems that I wrote. I want to share this poem with you called Two Ponies that really got me into feeling what it meant and that first romantic relationship as an adult and how that felt. And I wrote this poem called Two Ponies. Two ponies. To ponies playful on the plains with no edicts to abide, just sun and breezes ruled the day, and nature she admired. With gloms and headbutts as our tools, we laughed and smelled the sages. Delightful whinnies as we pranced, our manes in flow paraded. We felt our oats and bared our hugs, and frolicked with the stars. Alive and lively our spirits rose, and then we closed our eyes. It may seem past, but some things last. They float upon the breezes. They give new breath to those that breathe, an aura to relieve us. When old horses come to rest on once playful sacred ground, where fossil prints once had hoofed, life's prowess once was found. Her brilliant beams upon the hills, where once their tendrils twined, there is no loss in what was found. The siren's winds still sound. Yes, we felled our oats and bared our hugs and frolicked with the stars. Alive and lively our spirits rose, and then we closed our eyes. It may seem past, but some things last. They float upon the breezes. They give new breath to those that breathe, an aura to relieve us. And that was called Two Ponies. Brought back some romantic ideas from my youthful days and made me think of some pretty pleasant moments, even though I was pretty naive and learned as I grew older that things don't always stay as romantic, as playful as they start out. This next song is called Dark Whispers, and it's about that little voice that tells us, oh, that's okay to do because everybody else does it. Certainly as I came out as a young adult and worked in a psychiatric center, somewhat similar to the things that you saw in the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I couldn't believe this bizarre world that was accepted because that's the way it's always been and that's what people do, so don't worry about it. This poem warns us about listening to these whisperers. Dark Whisper. It whispers in the dark, it howls through the night, creeps the tunnels in your mind, a vile smile when it finds a way to lure you from the light, direct and lead you out of sight. If they can do it, you can too. Behold, the riches there for you. You'd be a fool not to partake. What harm could come to you? You're not a villain, just doing what? It's what you have to do. Some say it's wicked deemery, others say that it's just a way. Some say it's a sweet vocation to let darkness have its say. We mustn't call it evil or nefarious or sin. It's just your human nature, says Dark Whisper with a grin. For malignant years I sat until I grew and overcame. My whispers overtook and left you half insane. This is the Fresh Toones Show, and today's theme is National Poetry Month. I've been sharing some of my poems and some of those that have been morphed into songs. And this next song is called A Cornfield of Verse, and it kind of captures how I feel when I'm writing a poem and I'm looking for the right word or the rhyme or the field, and I'm kind of picking these fruits off the corn husk and walking through the fields. So I hope I captured some of that and I can share it with you now in this song called A Cornfield of Verse. There's a cornfield, sprouting rows of rhyme. With each stanza the sun sends her love. The stalks sway entranced with her warmth. Oh, with the rain that feeds the fruit, the pitter-patter invites new words. The rhythm asks, have you heard the breeze singing the song? Felt the raindrops falling all around. They hypnotize, they sail you away. Free your roof so you can sing today. No epic here. The lyrics are simply clear to flow with the glow. Let your love light show. Let that light be your guide. Smile with the sun and give it to anyone. Hold it high and light the night. Give your best until you rest. No epic here. The lyrics are simply clear to flow with the glow. Let your love light show. Have you heard the breeze singing the song? Felt the raindrops falling all around. They hypnotize, they sail you away. Free your roots so you can sing today. No epic here. The lyrics are simply clear to flow with the glow. And let your love light show. Let that light be your guide. Smile with the sun and give it to anyone. Hold it high and light the night. Give your best until you rest. And that was called A Cornfield of Verse. I hope you get that feel of walking through a field and seeing all the creative possibilities. Not all of my poems are sweet, though. You might be able to figure out who this poem's about. It's called The Bully's Disguise. The bully's disguise puffs up, then he hides. True coward he be, when confronted weak need. His spine's surely less, but he'll never confess. He'll betray anyone and laugh just for fun. A virus he be, spouts hate when he speaks. He mocks others called wimpy, then cries out, they deceived me. Pathetic and spoiled, a nation left soiled. His abject denials should have brought trial. He deserted good practice, preferred shady rackets, repeating big lies, the bully's disguise. In contrast to the bully's disguise, I have this poem called Meditation. Meditation has come to call, to summon you to breathe it all. Ruminations are your friend, to clarify what you've been sent. Reflections in your thoughts above can bring you peace, can bear your love. With tranquil Zen-like mastery, a raptured joy might come to be. So breathe in depth, like all depended. Take time to nurse a life transcended. This next poem kind of is reminiscent of the beat poets from the 1950s, the beatniks. So maybe I was channeling that in when I wrote this next poem. A truce at least. a truce at least. Civility, tranquility seem lost in full futility. Morality, normality, swamped in criminality. Stability, reliability gives way to gullibility. Rationality, sensibility, crushed by blind hostility. Mysteries, lost history, false prophets with their gimmickry. A kiss of peace, we seek release, a truce at least to let us be. The hand that offers to those in need will nurture peace, will set us free. This next songful poem is called An Eerie Meddler, and it's a contemporary song about Mr. Putin and the problems that he's causing. Eerie Meddler. I guess here comes an eerie meddler. Yes, just rolled into our lives. Nothing we had expected here on this roller coasted ride. We're stricken with its crowing that threatens and chides our pride. The deal that we've been handed strikes fear so ever wide. Oh, but we must defend, do whatever we can to find the strength to let our love find a survive. Afraid we look down at the risk below, but as sure can be, we must hold on to what we know. To panic would be fruitless. Experience has said, can't let the menace conquer. With trust we must defend. Oh, but we must defend. Do whatever we can to find the strength to let our love find a way. Well, I think I've got time for two short little poems here. This one's called Captivity. Captives of one's installations, dug and trenched o'er many years, blinders placed and well secured, felt hostage to their fears. In prisons caged, the birds confined, they sang that all was well. They had their pelf and had no wish to risk what might come tell. The ransom seemed way too expensive for most to contemplate. Besides, who knew what lay beyond the walls that they had built? Well, this has been the Fresh Toones Show, and I'm going to wrap up today's show dedicated to National Poetry Month with this little poem of mine called Forgive You. Repent and give yourself some grace. Lift up your chin and keep your faith. To be and give within your place. To stride the course and keep up pace. To breathe and give away your love. To bathe your face, turn towards the sun. Her warmth rewards with clemency. As you rise up, your wings are freed. Our lives are but kaleidoscopes, so many colors, they spin and float. To punish oneself and have no hope would leave us sunk without a rope. Take hold and let your feet find ground, and smile with gifts for those around. Give mercy to the one in mirror, and make the climb that once was feared. Well, that's it for the Fresh Toones Show this week. I hope you enjoyed some of the poems that I shared with you today. If you get a chance, sit down and play around with a poem or some prose, and the more you do it, the more fun you'll have. Maybe you'll even share them with other folks. That's not necessary, though. Just enjoy it and have fun. Have a great week. Be creative. Do your thing. So long now. Bye. Let us lend a helping hand. Help us do all we can.